Hello guys, this is Golden from Expert Nobles, and in this tutorial we are going to learn how to make this Twitter banner. Now before we proceed, this tutorial is very beginner friendly, and if you have a basic knowledge of Photoshop, okay, you should be able to pull this off very easily. So we'll go ahead and create a document with the right dimensions for Twitter. So Twitter banner dimensions is 1500 by 500, so the width is 1500 and the height is 500 pixels. Keep your resolution at 300 and leave everything as it is, and then create. Okay, so we have a new document now, and the next thing we want to do is we want to put these elements right here, these abstract rectangles, slanted rectangle. So I already have it, it's pre-made, and okay, you can come here, pick it up and drag it in. There will be a link to download these in the description. So pick this up, drop it in here. All right, and the next thing you want to do is you want to right click on this layer and then say duplicate layers. Okay, so we have 2 copies of this, and you're going to move it. Remember to hold shift while moving it so it stays on the same line like this. Okay, and then you move it over here. Now you need to flip this over so it faces this way. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold and press Ctrl T, and then you right click within the confines of this selection. Right click and say flip horizontal. So if that was not understood, you can pause and go back. It's pretty much straightforward, and then position that nicely. All right, the next thing we want to do is in the image, in the original template we had an image behind this element, so that's what we want to bring in right now. We're going to bring in this image. In your own case, I believe you have your own image you might want to use. Okay, so drop this image right here, drag this down to the bottom, drag the image layer down to the bottom. Now if what just happened happens in your case, right click on this artboard and on group artboards. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, so bring this image in so we have this nicely set up. All right, the next thing we want to do is come back to the top layer here, come to your effects here, click on it, and then choose this effect called gradient map. Okay, choose this effect called gradient map. So what you want to do with the gradient map is this. For this color here, you want it to be dark or any color close to black. Okay, so you see what that does to the image. All right, so the actual color that is imposed on the image is the color that is on the right. All right, so come to the right. Let's see what you can do to this. Okay, we need red. As I said, this is very simple. Okay, we need a red that is, yes, that's the red. So we have that red right there. Okay, it's looking good, and we say okay. So we have our gradient map layer right there. Now the next problem that we have is that the edges right here are showing up, but if you check our original design, the edges were sort of darkened. So how do we deal with this problem? What we can simply do is we can come down here and add a new layer on top of this image, because this image is what we want to work on. Add a new layer on top of it. All right, come over here, pick your brush tool. Okay, now I'm going to explain something real quick. For every time you pick your brush tool, you have to change the color here to whatever color you want it to be. Right now it's red. If you click here, it's gonna give you red. Sorry, I have to do that outside the gradient map layer so you can understand. If you click red, it's going to give you red. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to make that color right there black. Okay, you make that color black, and then the brush right now is too big, so come over here and then reduce the brush size like this, and no, that's too small. Increase it up. No, still too small. Let's say too small. All right, I think this is fine. So do this. All right, and you should be fine. And also go on these edges like this. Okay, so we have the edges of the image right now looking darker. All right, so the next thing we can do is we can try to make this image more darker, because we are going to be adding a text on this, so we don't want our background to be conflicting with our text. Okay, so what we are going to do here is we're going to add let's start with the curves. Okay, so come to your effects here, click, choose your curves. So come over here to the curves and then bring this down like this. You see how it makes the image darker in a nice way. Also bring this down like this. It makes our image darker. We want to bring this up, it brings light into the image, so bring this down. That's looking good to me. Okay, next thing, we want to brighten up the image just a bit, so we pick our brightness and contrast, and then we increase the brightness. You can see it's increasing with the contrast, so we have it like that. Okay, all right, so the next thing we want to do, if you look at this image, in this other case we have all right, in this other case we had pulled the image down just a bit, so we are coming back to this image layer, and then we pull it down just a bit like this. Okay, so this right here is where we are going to have our text. Okay, you can see that it's where we are going to have our text. So what we want to do now, let's move this up just a bit. Okay, so let's say our background is nicely set up to some extent. All right, hold up. I think I did a little too much with the curves, so go back into the curves, pick this up just a bit, move this up as well just a bit. Okay, that's better, much better. The next thing we want to do right now is want to add a new layer. Okay, pick up our brush tool and come to your brush size and increase it up. Okay, oh, that's a little too big, so I would say something like 750. Yeah, I think that's ideal. Or let's say 850 for the brush size. I think that's better. That's much better. Okay, the next thing you want to do is you want to add some darkening to the edges. Okay, so on this new layer, remember our brush color here is on black, and then we come here and we do this to the bottom. Right, we do this, okay, like this. Sorry, my bad. I actually want some light. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this color. I'm going to change it to this color here. I'm going to come here, let's put it on 100, our opacity on 100%, please. All right, and then we click here like this, press some kind of light on the top. Right, sorry, just once is fine. All right, so we have that glow on the top. and from the bottom. All right, so the next thing we want to do is add a new layer on top and say levels. All right, now what levels does is the levels helps the darker aspects to be darker. All right, the levels helps the darker aspects of your design to be darker. So that's what we are looking at here. And then we can reduce the opacity of this layer just a bit, like this, and yeah, definitely that looks better. Right, reduce it up just again, like that. That looks better. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to click on the first layer, hold down your shift and click on the last layer, and then we're going to group all these layers. All right, so after clicking, what you want to do is, after selecting all the layers, right click, okay, right click and say group from layers. All right, so we'll call this group BG for background. Okay, so we have everything right there inside there nicely. The next thing you want to do is you want to add a new layer. Okay, so this is where you bring in your logo. Okay, and for this design we need your logo to be all white. In this case you need a transparent version of your logo. All right, but in this case we're going to use text. We will not use our logo for this, so I'm going to use text and I'm going to type out noodles. Sorry, did I show you how to do that? So you pick your text tool right here. Okay, pick your text tool, click within your canvas and type noodles. All right, and say white. Right. For the benefit of those who will be using their logos, okay, so what you want to do to your logo when you bring it in is, if your logo is, say, a different color like this, okay, what you want to do is you want to double click on your layer. I'm going to double click white is okay, sorry, and then you click on color overlay here. Okay, change the color to white, pure white, and then say okay. So the next thing you want to do is you want to center this text within this document. Right, so how you're going to do that is you're going to pick your marquee tool. This is your marquee tool. Okay, it's used for selection. You're going to select the whole canvas. All right, make sure that the layer of your logo is selected, or your text, whatever you're using, is selected, and then pick your move tool. Once you pick your move tool, you will see some alignment options at the top here. So you click this, you see it moved just a bit. You want to center it horizontally and then vertically. So our text is centered horizontally and vertically. Now if you want to deselect this, what you have to press is Ctrl D. You're going to have that selection. It's going to deselect itself off. So the next thing you want to do is you want to add in your social media handles. All right, so in this case what we did was Twitter and Twitch. So what you're going to do is you're going to duplicate this layer. So right click on this layer once again and duplicate your text layer. Okay, move it over here holding down shift. All right, and then press your Ctrl T because you want to size it down. All right, that's nice. I want it smaller, better. And then pick your, still on your text tool, click on your character. If you can't see this character panel, come over to Windows and click on character here and it's going to appear. So you change your font here. In this case we used Arial, so you say nobles over here. All right, and then you, sorry, I shouldn't be using shortcuts. You duplicate it again. All right, okay, duplicate it over here like this. All right, so you have your username probably for Twitch over here, and then you have your Instagram over here. So the next thing you want to do is you want to bring in your icons. So in this case, we are simply gonna come over here and drag in our icons. So in your own case, what you want to do is when you go online to find icons, please search for icons in PNG formats, transparent formats, because when you bring these icons in, what you want to do is you want to double click just as we did for the text, and then add a color overlay, and that changes the color of the icon to white. Okay, so if you bring an icon that has a background, it's going to make everything white, and you don't want that. So you drag the Twitch icon. Remember to hold down your shift key to keep it on a straight line. Close like this. All right, and let's see which layer is this. Right, so you select both of them and drag them a little bit closer like this. Select your Twitter icon as well and this other text. All right, and drag it over like this. That's looking great. All right, guys, so with this we have a very nice Twitter banner, but we have to do one more thing. Okay, so the background image is sort of distracting our text just a bit. So what we are going to do is we're going to come to this logo layer right here. You're going to double click on it. Okay, just double click on it. Pick your drop shadow effect. All right, when you pick your drop shadow effect, increase the size here to the highest. All right, don't mess much with the spread. Okay, and just keep it this way, and that's looking good. All right, so what you want to do, let's zoom out to see how that looks. That's great. Okay, it's looking great. All right, so you have that little shade behind your logo layer. Sorry, so this is with and without the drop shadow and with the drop shadow, so it gives that dark feel behind this. So I feel like the color here is a little deeper, so I'm going to pick that color. I'm going to come over to my gradient map here. All right, I'm going to select this. All right, and do this. Let's see, doesn't make that darker at all. Okay, so that's it, guys, for this tutorial. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you have any questions, please do let me know in the comment section, and subscribe to our channel because we're going to be releasing more tutorials, more advanced stuff that are going to really help you to create graphic items for your channel. You want to create Twitch banners, Twitter headers, and all that good stuff. So if you also want us to help you create a custom design, personal design for your channel or for your page on Twitter, feel free to use the link below to any of our social media platforms and contact us, and we'll reply promptly. So that's it for this tutorial, guys. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.